The Joe Rogan Experience.
What other animals are you going to bring back?
Well,
What's the plan? What's the plan, Beth?
well, we have announced, obviously, the mammoth and the thylacine, that's the Tasmanian tiger, and the dodo, which is my favorite. See my dodo.
Oh, that's cool.
But we have DNA from lots of different animals, so, you never know.
So, but is there like so you've announced the woolly mammoth,
That's right.
and where will that be?
Where are we going to put mammoths?
Yeah. Are you going to reintroduce them into areas?
Eventually, that is the goal, to have animals that live in wild habitats. But this will be a very
not
long process.
Direwolves.
No, we won't be reintroducing direwolves.
Okay, so not predators, but you would
Well,
consider...
not direwolves.
Oh, so you weren't joking about the cheetah?
Well, I mean, we don't currently have any plans to bring cheetahs or saber-toothed cats back to life.
But you might. I don't like how you said that. But if you did that, like that would be where it would get sketchy. If you reintroduce an animal that can run 60 miles an hour to the plains, those poor antelopes who've been like living it up because they evolved, you know that, pronghorn antelopes, the reason why they're so fast, they evolved to get away from these cheetahs that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. It's true. But we know also from looking at the cheetahs that we have that they didn't only eat pronghorns. They were eating lots of things in their habitat. We found
pronghorns are fast.
they had to eat something else. Otherwise, they would die, right?
They had to eat some slow stuff because the pronghorns are like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, for every species, there will be different work that has to be done to figure out whether and where is a good idea to reintroduce them. And for each of the species that we're working with, we have councils that we've put together in the part of the world where we would bring them back together to have conversations about where they should go, whether they should go, how many there should be, and who is willing to be the long-term stewards for these animals.
Now, I know that they've talked about releasing woolly mammoths, if they ever do make them, in Siberia, right?
Well, right now we're not focusing on Russia because issues.
Obviously.
Right. So probably it would be somewhere in North America.
Maybe that's why Trump wants Greenland.
For mammoths.
Be a good
Isn't
place
Greenland
to put
filled
them.
with ice? I mean, mammoths really need a lot of
The
lush,
vegetation.
Yeah. So I think maybe
right.
not. Yeah.
That's right.
But there's plenty of space in Alaska, right, or northern Canada, or even around the
boy.
plains. I mean, mammoths lived through warm periods and cold periods.
Right.
Obviously, they're cold adapted because they're big and furry. but-
Alaska would be the move, right? Because it's like the size of 1/3 of the United States, and they lived there,
Right.
and
Right. And I'm not worried about the mammoth population getting out of control. I mean, these are animals that take 10 to 14 years to reach reproductive maturity. They have a 2-year pregnancy. It's not like
Right.
there's suddenly going to be 1,000 mammoths.
Right.
This will be a very slow and deliberate and careful process. And like with the direwolves, there will be a stage in between the first calf being born and understanding how they're able to thrive in whatever habitat they're in. And these are really important parts of the de-extinction process.
I was blown away when I heard that mammoths lived up till about 4,000 years ago on an island.
Yes, Wrangel Island off the coast of Siberia, but now maybe even in mainland North America based on that environmental DNA data. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I did
the
a really-
horses were 4,000 years, right? In that data,
Horses
but it was,
and mammoths,
That was
yeah.
4,000 years old too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, because we're not going to find the last fossils of something.
Right, of course, because fossils are so difficult to make.
Right.
Most of the things don't leave fossils when they die.
That's right.
Like what percentage of the entire fossil record, bad pun, bad word to use there, but in record of animals have been fossilized?
It's really hard to know, right? And because the taphonomy, which means like how things are going to preserve, differs so much depending on where you are in the world. Like when things die in Alaska and you have this glacial silt that preserves things really quickly, we're probably finding a lot of things, right? But we've never found woolly rhinos in North America. So the hypothesis is they never made it across the Bering. There was when the sea level was lower, the Bering Strait was not a sea level. And instead they called Beringia. It was a land bridge. And
Right.
animals walked across that land bridge, including people walked across the land bridge to come into
Which
North
brings
America.
me to the short-faced bear. Oh, I don't like how you giggled. Are you guys going to try to bring that thing back?
I don't know. We do have its DNA.
Oh, my goodness.
I love the short-faced bear. You know what I like the most about it is because I think it's so dumb that it's called the short-faced bear. Like, why? Who was giving it that
Right.
common name? Then they're like, oh, here's a bear that if it stands up, it's 12 feet tall. I'm going to call it the short-faced bear. Like,
Right. It's
what?
such an innocuous name for such a terrifying animal.
Right. Yeah.
One of my favorite photos on the internet is a photo of the short-faced bear standing up next to these scientists that are standing there, and you realize the size of it. You're like, that one.
Yeah.
Like, what in the hell?
Have you seen the longhorned bison? This bison that lived 150,000 years ago?
I think I have.
This is there's a great photo that's somewhere on the internet of a skull on the ground and a scientist like laying that
Yeah,
one.
there it is. Yeah, that's crazy.
We have DNA from him.
You might bring that back?
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
What about the Irish elk?
Yep, we could do that one. We
Yeah.
have DNA from them.
That thing's
Megaloceros.
nuts. When did
Yeah.
that thing go extinct?
I think that's also the end of the Ice Age. It wasn't in North America, but
Right.
yeah, super
That-
cool.
That thing's nuts.
Yeah.
It's like a moose/elk
I love it.
looking thing.
There were also camels in North America. There was a camel called
Yeah.
Camelops. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and a giant beaver, like a 5 foot tall beaver, which
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the giant beaver. Beavers scare me.
especially a 5 foot beaver.
A 5-foot beaver. Think about what a little beaver could do with its teeth. They
People
chew-
have found logs that have been chewed on by this thing. Like just imagine.
What, did that die out in the Ice Age as
Yes,
well?
yeah.
So that's like 65% of all the megafauna in North America, right?
So many big things. So we lost so many big things.
Thomas Jefferson thought he had discovered a giant lion,
but it was a
turns out
sloth.
it was a sloth.
Yeah,
Giant sloth. It's
they were
named
Just
just
the
after
different
bones?
species of
It's
giant
named
sloths.
after him, Megalonyx jeffersoni.
Wow. Well, when you look at its face, it kind of looks like it could be a cat if you don't know that much.